Dear students, I am Deiva Sena, Assistant Professor of English, JJ College of Arts and Science, Pudukkottai. I am going to give this PPT presentation for the paper Fiction 2 for 3rd BA UG. This paper Fiction 2 is given in the 3rd semester and I am going to take the novel Cakes and Ale. This is written by William Somerset Maugham and this novel is given in the Unit 1. This is William Somerset Maugham and we can know about little bit of information about William Somerset Maugham. Whenever we are going to read the novel, we should know a little bit of information about the author. William Somerset Maugham was one of the eminent British novelists of 20th century. He was born in 1874, Paris, France. He was well known for his plays, novels, and short stories. He qualified as a physician, but he became a full time writer. His first novel was Lisa of Lambeth in 1897. Some of his very famous novels, Moon and the Sixpence, Of Human Bondage, and Razor's Edge. He died in 1965. Now we are in the introduction about the novel. Cakes and Ale by William Somerset Maugham was first published in 1930. It is also titled The Skeleton in the Cupboard. This is the first title of the novel, Skeleton in the Cupboard. After that, Maugham was changed the title of this novel as Cakes and Ale. Okay. Maugham exposes the misguided social snobbery leveled at the character Rosie Driffield, whose frankness, honesty, and sexual freedom make her a target of conservative propriety. Her character is treated favorably by the book's narrator Ashenden, who understands that she was a muse to the many artists who surrounded her and who himself enjoyed her sexual fervors. Maugham drew his title from the remark of Sir Toby Belch to Malvolio in William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. That means Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. This is the platform to give the title to this novel of Maugham. So Maugham take this title because he liked this line very much. Dost thou think, because thou art virtuous, there shall be no more cakes and ale? From this line, he has taken the title of this novel. Cakes and ale are also the emblems of the good life in the moral of the fable attributed to Aesop. The town mouse and the country mouse, better beans and bacon in peace than cakes and ale in fear. In his introduction to a modern library edition, published in 1915, Maugham wrote, I am willing enough to agree with common opinion that Of Human Bondage is my best work, but the book I like best is Cakes and Ale, because in its pages lives for me again the woman with the lovely smile who was the model for Rosie Driffield. He liked much his Cakes and Ale more than his novel Of Human Bondage. This is plot overview. The story is told by a first person narrator and well to do author William Ashenden, who at the beginning of the novel is suddenly and unexpectedly contacted by Ulrike. At first, suddenly he met him Ulrike in a hotel and they discussed the story about Edward Driffield and he has planned to write about his biography. So he tried to catch his first wife and they thought he must die at present. So only he searched the second wife, Amy, a busybody literary figure in London who has been asked by Amy, the second Mrs. Driffield, to write the biography of her deceased husband, Edward Driffield. That means Amy Driffield doesn't know anything about Mr. Edward Driffield because she got married with him at the after 60th age. Driffield once scorned for his realist representation of late Victorian working class characters had in his later years come to be lionized by scholars of English letters. Driffield was followed as a very stylish manner of life in that day. The second Mrs. Driffield, a nurse to the ailing Edward after his first wife left him, is known for her propriety, and her interest is augmenting and cementing her husband's literary reputation. Her only identity is that of caretaker of her husband in life and of his reputation in death. It is well known, however, that Driffield wrote his best novel while he was married to his first wife and muse Rosie. Keir, who is trying to prove his own literary worth, jumps at the opportunity to ride the coattails of the great Edward Driffield by writing the biography. Keir knows that William Ashenden had a long acquaintanceship with Driffield as a young man, contacts Ashenden to get private information about Edward's past, including information about his first wife, who has been oddly erased from official narrative of Edward Driffield. The plot revolves around how much information narrator will divulge to Driffield's second wife and Keir, who ostensibly wants a complete picture of famous author but who routinely glosses over the untold stories that might upset Driffield's surviving wife. Ashenden holds the key to the deep mystery of love and the act of love in the life of each character as he recounts a history of creativity, infidelity, and literary memory. For that, Ashenden tries to recollect his past. When he was a boy, he was lived near the house of Edward Driffield and Mrs. Rosie Driffield. So he has recollected some of his past and he has explained to Ashenden and with Alroy so that they discussed the past of Edward Driffield and wrote perfectly, and they collect the memory of Ashenden and the memory of Edward Driffield in the whole story, so that the social snobbery of even the ladies, how they were living in that contemporary, and how the people and especially women character used by the society. So that is the social snobbery exactly explained through this novel and the special character Rosie Driffield in this novel. Thank you.